Alrighty, hey guys, Seagull here. I'm just going to give you a quick little tidbit on how to Zeus for beginners. Well, basically, how I would teach people how to Zeus. Well, first, you got to make sure that you have your ports unlocked, like 203 to 2305. I'm pretty sure. I'll have a link in the description of this video for some videos on how to forward your ports and unlock them, so then you can actually host private servers. If not, if you're playing on a dedicated server, you just load in through your multiplayer server browser and then whichever groups you're on. I'm part of the 101st Doom Company for Arma 3. But we're not going to do an actual server today, like a dedicated server. I'm going to show you how to do it on a private server that I set up. Again, if you want to know how to be able to host private servers, I'll have the link to forwarding server ports in the description of this video. But for right off the hop, we're going to go to editor. And at this point, you just choose basically what map you want to run on. We'll go with Atlas or Altus. Sorry, right off the hop, just because the first one there, and it's actually a pretty decent map. Good for all-around engagements, both close quarter combat in cities. You have your fields. Wait for it to load. There we go. You have your fields, mountains for decent terrain, and again you have your cities for your CQC combats, and forests. Right off the hop, before you even start a server, you have to have your playable slots. Now, as the maps come, they don't have pre-done playable slots. This is all single player right now. There's nothing on the map right now. As you can see, like it'll pop up on your map as like let's say let's go to general props and barricades. Just drop down a regular barricade. You drop something down on the map, you'll see the question mark thing that actually means there's something there, and then you can also see it in the 3D editor, which this is. There's your barricade. Pretty standard. And then in the 2D editor or the world map, you can see it also there. But we're going to delete that right away. And then we're going to place down some playable slots. Now, I don't know if I still have some decent playable slots or not. Let's see. Yeah, I do, but we're not going to use those. We'll make some new ones for this right off very quickly. Oh, and before you do that, make sure you go to attributes up here. Multiplayer attributes. Keep that undefined game mode. That's gonna be there. Disable your AI. It's kind of self-explanatory. Basically, if you place down AI that are registered for playable slots, it disables them as being AI, and only it keeps them as playable slots for players only. You're gonna come down here to respawn. Select the slide bar on respawn. Go to respawn on custom position. Make sure show respawn counter is on, and select respawn position is clicked for the rule sets, and make sure your respawn delay is 5 seconds at least. A lot of other issues will pop up if there's no respawn delay. Everything else you can basically keep as is. This is basically all you need. Click OK for that. And now you're going to want to go and start making playable slots. For us right now, I'm going to start making some playable slots for my unit, the 101st Doom Company. First, you want. Oh yeah, that's how you do it. Make sure player is not clicked, but playable is clicked. That's a very big one. And then for role description, we're going to go with Battalion Commander. That's the name of the slot at Doom Company for now. Now that would be the group. when it pops up on your select roles or select slots, basically, when you turn the server on, it'll come up as the group Doom Company, or let's go Company HQ. No, Battalion HQ, because he's a battalion commander. Battalion HQ. The group that your battalion commander, and the other slots that will be linked to him will be under the group called Battalion HQ. Now you notice that he's a little bit different. He has the purple outline. That means he's a playable slot. When you drop down just a regular trooper, the first one anyway will have the red. That means he's you. If he has neither of these clicked, he'll just be a regular AI. But we want playable characters. This guy will be, let's go 2IC for the second in command. Make sure he's linked. If he pops up unlinked to the group, like this, bang, he's not linked to the group. But if you want him linked to the group, make sure he's highlighted or selected. Hold Control, click on him, left click on him, and continue holding it down and drag. You'll see the two chevrons on your mouse cursor. Put that over the leader or any other person that's part of the group, and he will now be part of the group. See the connection? He is now part of the group. Let's change him from 2IC to XO. And then we're going to need one more. And we're going to make him still part of this group. So again, Control, click, and drag. And then he will be RTO, which is the radio officer. Okay, there's the command group. Let's put that off to the side for now. Now let's drop another guy. Double click him, make sure he's not player. To avoid that, to avoid a AI character playing as player, just drop one down randomly. Keep him selected as you, because you're going to need that later. And then, you might need that later. And then just drop down another one. He'll just pop up as AI. Double click him, player, let's go platoon lead at first platoon. Again, that will be the group he'll be part of and his role. Now we're going to need one more guy for now. Make sure he's player. Let's select him. We don't need to put that to IC. Leave it at that. Drop another one down. XO. Good. Oh, forgot. Playable. Drop another one down. Actually, we're going to need a medic. Let's see if I can find a medic slot. A medic. AI. CM. Yep, CM. Clone medic for the unit. There we go. Now you have your platoon lead. You click and drag him over here so he's out of the way. Now we're going to do a single squad. Drop him down. Again, player. Squad lead at first squad. Select that. Drop another one down for the team lead. Alpha team lead. Drop another one down for your Bravo team. Bravo team lead. Oh, did I mix them up? No, never mind, I did not. Okay, now we have the two clones, the two down there. Now we're gonna need we're gonna need a medic. No, we don't need a medic. We need a communicator, but I don't think we have one of those, so I might have to just, let's just do this. Regular Joe Blow, drop him down, make sure he's connected to the group, double click, playable. RTO for radio transmitting officer. Now go find this medic slot. Squad medic. Now we're going to need a fire team. That, role description, trooper. Now because I'm part of the 101st, we have multiple trooper slots. Drop down multiple troopers. Then we're going to need another, not a CM, but a CMC. Make sure he's playable. Alpha Medic. Now we're going to need another CMC. Playable as Bravo Medic. Make sure all these guys are linked in one group. Now, instead of, like, if you want multiple groups, instead of going through, or multiple squads rather, instead of going through and making one, making another one strictly from scratch, it's easy to just select the whole group, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. You now have two groups, but make sure you go in and change the unit designation. Second squad. And then V again because I still have it saved or copied, and then change that to third squad. There we go. Now you have some playable slots, but none of these have any Zeus quals on it. So what you're going to want to do is make another one, another group of troopers. Make sure they're playable. The first one, I call anyway, Zeus lead, at Zeus. And then up here, because you're going to need a variable name, we're going to call him Zeus1 for now. Now we're going to drop another one, because I usually run with multiple Zeus. Multiple Zeuses in a op, Zeus2. Drop another one, playable. Again, Zeus, Zeus3, and we're going to drop one more. Oops, where'd it go? Playable, Zeus, Zeus4. Now, only with Zeus do you need to place down a variable name, and this is the reason why. Because Zeus, it doesn't matter if you name them Zeus, they're not going to be a Zeus unless you actually drop down the module that allows them to be a Zeus. So you're going to have to go, hit F5 for the hotkey. You're going to have to go to Systems. You're going to have to scroll all the way down to where it says Zeus. You're going to open that up. Now you have all these different modules that are related to Zeus. We only want one, Game Master. Place that one down. Make sure if you're running with mods, you're going to need to do this. Where it says default add-ons, it always defaults to all official add-ons. But if you're running with mods, you have to select down the slide bar all add-ons, including unofficial ones. That means if you're running DLC and mods, then you'll be able to use both resources from your DLC and from your mods. And the owner is where the variable name for the Zeus comes in. Remember the variable name? This one, Zeus1. You're going to have to type the owner of that module, Zeus1. That's all you need to do. That way, when you load in under the Zeus lead slot, he will automatically be in tune with this module and only him. If you're going to run with multiple Zeus, you're going to want multiple modules placed down. And you're going to have to change the name to line up with the Zeus that it is tied to, otherwise it won't work. There's your Zeus slots. Put those over there. Put these over here as well. Have that over. Now you have all your playable slots, but you have no respawn areas. Now, respawn area is where when you die or you're first loading into the server, It's where you respawn. If you're familiar with dying in video games, you know you need to respawn stuff. To find the respawn stuff in the Eden editor, you go again under systems, go to multiplayer, respawn position. Make sure you have it placed down and have it set to the side that everyone else is, like, that your units are set to, which is for us at this time blue 4. You can name it. We just name it R1 for respawn 1. Copy, paste it down. Respawn 2. Copy, paste it down. Respawn 3. And that's all you need. You can delete this guy now. Oh, I could delete this guy now. Now, you have your playable slots. You have your respawn positions. Now you can get in and actually host a server. And to do that, go up here to play. Do not click enter. Do not click play scenario. It always defaults to single player. If you want to play multiplayer, go up to the top of your screen up here where it says play. Hit that and play in multiplayer. Now this is where all the internet stuff happens. Make sure you have your buddies who are going to jump in and play with you. Make sure they have your computer's IP address and the port. And for you, make sure that your host is always internet, unless you're closing on a closed area network. Unless you're closing on hosting on a local area network without the use of internet, you can use LAN. For this instance, because I'm used to playing with people all over the world, we'll be using internet. Now you can set up a password, something easy, 1234. If you're using a UPnP, click it. If you're not, ignore it. Make sure these are the ports that are open. Again, that link will be in the description of this video. Yeah, this is all good. You can click play or OK. Now you have your playable slots. And see, there's our slots. Battalion HQ, there's the groups, the units that we're assigned to. First platoon lead, there we go. There's your first squad. There's your second squad. There's your third squad. Since we're going to be playing as Zeus, we're going to be playing in a Zeus slot. Click a Zeus slot, click OK. Now I know a lot of you are like, oh, I'm a pilot, oh, I'm special forces, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm this. It's very simple to change and put up the slots for those rather than just ground infantry slots like we did. You just change their name to pilot at pilot unit or unit pilot or whatever squad you want to call your pilots. It's very simple. It's just a playable slot. Now you're here. Hit continue. Wait for the respawn counter, which we set for 5 seconds. Make sure you have 1 year 3 or whichever one's respawn unit or respawn areas that you put down earlier selected. Respawn. There you go. Now you're at your respawn area. Now you're playing as Zeus. My hotkey at this moment is Y. So you're going to click your Zeus interface hotkey, which for me is Y. Now you're in Zeus. Voila! And you can do a bunch of cool stuff while you're in Zeus. Like, for example, you want to make your guy invisible. Go under modules, go to Zeus, go to hide Zeus, click over your character, click yes. Look at that, now he's invisible. That's how I managed to actually troll a lot of my gaming buddies. I just go invisible and I go under objects, attach to, and then I just attach to them while they're running around. But we don't need to do that because it's just us. It's just us right now. It's just me. It's just me. It's just me. Okay. Now, say, for example, oh, there's a military base. Say there's a military base right here, and you want your operation to be on this military base. But you think it lacks kind of decent defenses on the front line. So let's put in some defenses. Now, units, like combat units, infantry, armored units like tanks and trucks and stuff like that, and your planes, for your allies, which we are blue for, will be under units or groups, blue 4. These are all your VIX, all your aircraft, all your infantry, tanks, tanks, and all that. If you want to place down like a prefab base, like how this map has with this one right here, this comes with the map. You can either set down individual units by going still under units to empty. These are all of your equipment and structures and what have you. Let's go with some Star Wars stuff, because again, I'm running the Star Wars mods for the 101st Doom Battalion. Let's go. I want a gate right here. So type in gatehouse, or gate, rather, and we have all these cool stuff. Now we want a let's say a CIS gate. So okay, there's some stuff under 3S general props, right? Delete that. There's 3S general props, modular base, and oh, there it is. CS wall modular. There's the door. Now what I did there, I placed it, just a click and place, easy, click and place, but it's not lined up properly. To move it, especially when you're in Zeus on a server, hold your shift key and left click and drag. It's that simple. There you go. You have a nice little front gate. Now we want to garrison this unit. Oh, by the way, if you want also not just to use, like not just to build it all piece by piece by piece, like what this would entail, you can go under groups, empty, and then go to all these compositions. Now, depending on what type of mods you're running, the compositions will be different. There are also the vanilla compositions. Let's throw down a CIS composition from the 501st Legion mod, and let's drop down, say, a field HQ. Now that is an entire. Wait for the server to catch up, because that was a lot of stuff being placed down. There we go. This we built all by scratch, one piece at a time. But when you place it down as a composition, it's all together like this. But we're going to delete that because we don't need it for this. I just wanted to show you guys. Now we can throw down some AI units and probably start in preparation for an op. So your blue 4 is automatically hostile towards the Op 4 faction. Now the Op 4 faction is your enemies. Now, seeing as we're clones from the 101st Doom Battalion, our main enemy is droids. DBA, Doom Battalion Assets, CIS, Confederacy of Independent Systems. We'll drop down some of these. Now it comes in all shapes and sizes, especially when you're in groups. We just drop down mostly infantry in our groups. So let's drop down, let's say a rifle squad. Just click it, and then left click again to place it down. Now you have these droids here. Yes, they face through the door because AI is kind of derpy and doesn't want to open the door. They'll just walk through the door. Now you have a rifleman squad placed down, right? But you think, oh, I want these guys to be like on the wall or spaced out, like not in a chevron. A way to do this that won't actually bug anybody, well, it bugs me a lot when I see it like this, but it's possible to do it this way, is to select the group, make sure you have them all selected. Remember that control click to group up units? Control click while they're grouped up, control click over them while they're grouped up, and then drag away and then let go. And now they are not grouped. Now you can space them out, place them wherever you want without them falling back into their position, into their formation. Now that's a little bit tricky, or that's actually a little, not tricky, sorry. That's a little bit nice as a Zeus when you don't want droid or AI units to bunch up in a stupid formation. You can just unselect the group and then spread them out to your heart's content as individuals. And if you want to place them on top of the wall or stuff like that, click and drag to move them around. If you alt and then left click on them, you can lift them up onto the wall. Again, shift and click again to aim them. And there you go, there's a droid on the wall. You can do this with another one, alt click, shift click, there you go. Now we have two droids on the wall. Now, if you don't want to do it that way because it's too time consuming to do it one after another, that's okay. You have your group, right? You have your group selected. Or no, you have your group together, sorry, rather. Go to Modules. Go to either ACE AI or AI. I personally like AI because it's an instantaneous. Garrison group. Click that module over one of the units, and then it'll have this pop up. Your radius, which is the radius of where those units will be garrisoned by. You can increase it up to 5,000 meters or drop it down to 5 meters. I usually have it between 37 and 100 meters, especially with a group this small. Make sure you have it set to random, otherwise the filling will be awkward. Fill from top to bottom. You don't really need to select that unless you like filling buildings completely up with AI. Click OK, and your units will automatically garrison if there is enough garrison spots. See, now there's 3 droids on top of the wall, and over here there's droids inside these buildings because they were inside the radius. That's how you garrison buildings. We could do some cool stuff too, like ungrouping that, grouping them together into a single formation or a single, like a patrol squad. If you want to get your patrol squad to walk around, oh, there's another one here that's not garrisoned. Deselect, select him in there. So there's 5 droids in that garrison squad. If you want them to actually patrol, if you have lambs mod, that's a hella easier. If you don't have lambs, that's a little bit trickier to get them to actually walk around. Go to ACE AI, and then patrol area. I'm not going to put it down. I personally like lambs better. Lambs is easy. Go to lambs, danger, waypoints, task patrol, put it over them, and it pops up a range and a waypoint meter. Now, I just leave it usually set to that, because the range of the patrol is going to be within 200 meters. There's going to be 4 waypoints, so easy to kind of control that type of waypoint, unless it's rather than all over the map, because all of a sudden your op could take 2, 3, 4 hours, and then all of a sudden your patrolling unit will be 4 or 5 kilometers away from where they need to be because they patrolled that far out. Let's just keep it at 200 for now, 200 meters, 4 waypoints, click OK. Now if you zoom out, you'll be able to see their waypoints, and then you can move them around. And then your AI will actually walk along those waypoints. And they'll actually walk because they're doing a patrol. Now you can set their aggressiveness by double-clicking the squad banner up here. And then you can set their behavior, which right now they're feeling safe, so it's under safe. Basically, they're walking around, guns at ease. You can see over here, their guns are at ease. They're just walking around, do. And then if they're set for open fire, keep formation. Any blue 4 or independent, whichever you have set to hostile to opt for, they will open fire on. If it's set to keep formation, they will keep their set formation, which at this point is an echelon. For some reason, I don't know why, but yeah, it's set for an echelon. If you have open fire set, they won't care about the formation. They'll move around and they'll just continue shooting until either you or they are dead. Do not fire unless fired upon. That's kind of self-explanatory. Same with the keep formation. They won't shoot you even if you come within range or come within eye shot or they hear you. They won't shoot at you. They'll keep their formation. And then forced hold fire is very self-explanatory. They won't shoot at you even if you just start dropping them left, right, and center. Do not fire unless fired upon is just like this one, except they won't hold their formation. They'll just dick around. Speed, your three speed types: walking, jogging, and full out running. Since they're patrolling, we'll keep them at limited stance. It doesn't really matter. That's usually more into combat if they're and whatnot. Skill, I usually keep them at 50 unless I get the boys and girls in my ops want a harder AI to deal with. That's what this does. Usually we run it at 50. Well, I run it at 50, but a lot of the times they'll ask for stuff like 90% or even 100% skill. You can also, it just makes it more of a challenging operation because now your AI will be targeting Closer, they'll be more accurate at range. They'll be more accurate. They'll chuck grenades hell quicker if they come within range of the grenade throw. And yeah, they're just more advanced style of AI. You can also change their side relations. So if you don't want them to be op4, if you want them to be like a friendly, like in this case, a friendly unit of droids, you can set them to blue 4, independent, or civilian. We'll just keep them as op4, otherwise they'll start engaging the droids that are already on top of the wall, and I'm pretty sure these 5 guys will knock out the 3. Since these guys are garrisoned though, even if these 3 come under fire, these 3 will not de-garrison to come over and support them. If you want to do that, you're going to have to go back to AI, right here, go down and click Ungarrison Group. Once you drop that module on them, they will come out of the buildings and jump off the wall and break the freaking legs because, you know, AI's dumb. But we want them to stay garrisoned at this time, so I'll just keep the garrison. No, yeah, keep the garrison. Oh look, now they're all on top of the wall because yellow. Why the f not? Okay. Now, yeah, that's basically it for Zeusing. If you're playing a PvP and you have players with blue 4, we already have our blue 4 spawn points over here. But if you want to throw down another spawn point, it's very easy. Go to reinforcement. No, not reinforcements. Yeah, respawn. There we go. Respawn. For players under blue 4, drop it down. It'll pop up in a little thing that everyone on blue 4 will see, and everyone on blue 4 will be able to see where that respawn is. Same thing if you're playing an op as with players that are red 4 or op 4. Drop it down. There we go. Everyone op 4 just saw that respawn module get dropped. You can do the same thing too if players are playing independent units or civilian units. But we're not going to do that right now. And then, yeah, that's about it for when it comes to AI and stuff. Again, if you're wanting to keep your realism and your inclusiveness, not inclusiveness, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. Try not to drop AI where the players can see. Otherwise, it'll ruin the feel of the operation. It'll make it feel fake. It'll make it feel like an actual video game rather than I'm actually like in the universe I'm trying to play as. And that you don't want that because it will ruin your players' times. It'll just, no one will have fun in the long run. And if you're in the middle of the op, this is just a quick little thing that I discovered recently. If you hit backspace, it gets rid of all of your Zeus layout, and you can actually see it like if you're looking through, like if you're there. Like no red line, no red dots, no lines, no nothing. To get back to it, just hit backspace. You can also see all the stuff you place down. If you hit E, it'll be over here. Op 4, kind of self-explanatory. All your Op 4 units are listed here, both in their groups and individually, and their waypoints. Same thing with your building units. Every building unit you drop down will be listed as empty. Obviously, if it's a building unit that came with the map, it doesn't have a place. Game logic, that, yeah, we don't have to worry about those. And then if you want to keep this screen like this, what you see, but want to get rid of this, just hit R. It'll close it. If you want to bring it back, just hit create. Just go up here, click create, or hit hotkey R. Now that we've covered that, we can get into more another cool thing here. I'll make my guy come back so we can see him. Just hit the hide Zeus, put the icon back over it with no, and it'll pop up. If you want to drop down like an arsenal, so then you can load up your kits, like if you have any kits from arsenal or whatnot. Again, click units, go to empty, and then for me, I just go on box, and then just drop down a random box. I usually use this one. Go to modules, type in arsenal, drop down all that you can on that box, like add full ace arsenal, add full arsenal, and add full arsenal from inventory. Zeus arsenal, that's for a player. That's to turn a player into an arsenal unit. To get out of Zeus, to actually bring up your loadout, very simple again. What's your Zeus admin key or load-in key? That's, for me, it's Y. Click Y, I'm now out of Zeus. I can come over here, ace interact on the box, open up my arsenal. There's my arsenal and all of my loadouts. So I'll say, oh, I want to run my Jedi General out unit. There we go. Now my Jedi. Still don't know any of the hotkeys for this guy. Whatever. Go back into Zeus. But yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you drop down an arsenal. That's how you load in as a Zeus and set up a start a private server with all of its playable slots. We drop down a couple units here. Tanks, they're very self-explanatory. Go in units, or if you're playing vanilla, you can drop down platoons or other units of armor. But I personally don't use the vanilla stuff just because we usually stick around with our Star Wars stuff. You can also drop down cool stuff like, for us anyway, player assist, AI to assist the players. Pretty neat. We got some pretty cool stuff with us.
Standing by.
Like that. If you're ever in the 101st, like if you ever think about joining the 101st, there is a Zeus training. It basically covers all of this, and then makes you do a little mini op for the trainer for you. So like placing AI, placing you know, your composition bases, and also placing down some intel. Like here, I'll show you how to do an intel unit pretty quickly, just in case you're actually ever watching this video while thinking about joining the 101st. For me, I always use the CIS console under 3S General Props terminals. It looks like this. That's my go-to for when it comes to intel. To make it into a unit of intel so other people can actually see that intel, go under modules, type in the search bar. Okay, I don't know why you did that. Type in the search bar Intel, you'll see MISC, create, edit, Intel, select that module, put it over your terminal. Now you have this. Okay, the share with, keep it for side, so then only the side, only like your side can see it or access it. If you want the terminal to delete after the Intel is picked up, click yes. If not, click no. I don't usually like it to be deleted just because I put in a lot of intel in the text, and sometimes you need a couple tries to get at it. The action text is basically like pick up intel, which is basically when you're playing as the player and you're looking over it and you see something pops up, it'll say pick up intel, and you just click enter for the duration. The duration I usually set for 7 seconds. Don't usually have a sound. The intel title, self-explanatory, it's the title of the intel. Let's do Seagull's text, Zeus up 1. I'm teaching how to Zeus. There we go. Click OK. That is now a piece of intel. Now you're a player. Oh, let's just do this because it's not really realistic if I say, oh, I'm a Jedi General, but I'm also a player, because I usually run as a Jedi General as my Zeus kit. So let's just drop in as let's do my support kit. Actually, yeah, let's do a phase 1 support. I'm shooting away. Oh, look, there's an intel. Oh, cool. Click and hold. Boom. Now they have intel. I don't actually know how to access the rest of the intel, but okay. Where's the intel? That I don't know. I've never actually picked up intel as a trooper before, so I have no freaking idea how to do that. Okay. But yeah, that's basically how to do it. You got to set up the intel for your guys. Yeah. So we covered how to place buildings, how to place compositions, how to place and garrison and de-garrison and patrol units. Drop down a tank. They're pretty cool models. Perks to our mod team. Also showed how to set up intel and the Ace Arsenal, and also how to place down your playable slots if you're doing a regular, or if you're doing a private server and you need playable slots. Yeah, that's basically all I have for you today. If you have any questions, message me in Discord. It'll be linked in the video description. Yeah, and see you guys later.